attributes together make an entity. You can think of an entity as a category for storing all of the data about a thing in the system. Let's call our entity user. Sometimes you might have multiple entities. For example, if this website is a shopping app, we might add another entity called product later on to store the details of products the store sells. Have you noticed that entity sounds suspiciously like a table? That's because when we actually make the database, all of the entities will become our tables. Each time a new person signs up to the site, we need to store their data in our database. I'm going to go ahead and create the table user from the design we've just made. I'm going to use a MySQL database because I can easily access this from the website. Notice that when I create the fields, I have to put in a data type. This is what kind of data will be stored there. It might be an integer, a decimal, a piece of text, or various other types. I also have to put in a length, which is how long I think the largest piece of data will be. Okay, so now I'm going to add a record which is all of the data about one user. But there's probably more than one person in the world called Jane Smith. How will we be able to tell between these two records to distinguish between the two different users? We need to have a way of uniquely identifying each record. The way to do this is to add another attribute which is called a primary key. This field must contain a different piece of data for every single record. One way of doing this is to ask users to pick a unique username. No one else can have the same one. But this needs some code to check whether the username is already taken. The easiest way to do this is to add an ID field. This will have the data type integer, and we will add one to the number every time a new record is added. The database management software will do this for you using an auto number or auto increment. Clever. So now, with the help of a little bit of code, we can get information typed in on the web stored in our database. But that's not all we can do. We can also do something called a query, like asking the database a question. This is very powerful because the computer can quickly sort through a lot of data. Have a look at this simple query. What do you think it does? I'm sure that you can guess that the query will bring up all of the records for people whose last name is Smith. The star means everything. In other words, all of the attributes. We'll have a look at some more advanced queries in the next video.